Hey guys, so today I'll teach you how to solve the Pyraminx using the beginner's method. So here is step 0, which is solving the 4 tips of the Pyraminx. So the reason why it's called step 0 is because the 4 tips of the Pyraminx technically have no effect on the entire solving process. So if we take a solved Pyraminx and we look at the blue, green, and red tip, we can see that it's completely independent from the rest of the Pyraminx, and all you do with it is just matching up the color to its corresponding side. So technically you can do this step at any stage of the solve. You can do it at the start, you can do it right before you finish, but here I think I'm going to do it now because it makes everything a bit easier to see. So you match up the red, you match up the blue, you match up the yellow, you match up the green. So now we're getting to the first step, which is the first layer. So you can start on any color, but ultimately our goal is to get an entire face of the same color with the colors on the first layer also being matched up. So for the demonstration, I'm going to do the yellow layer first. So the first thing you do is you find the yellow center pieces. I'm going to refer this as the center and this piece as the edge. So we find one here, and another one here. So by finding the yellow centers, we now get to determine which side do all these centers share in common. So just like the tips, the center of Pyraminx is also very restricted in terms of where they can move. So for instance, this yellow center can only move here, here, or here in these 3 places. So there's no way that this center will go down here or here. So by looking at the 3 centers, we notice that all 3 centers are able to move onto this face. So we just move all the centers onto this face by doing this and this. So the next thing we do is we insert the yellow edges. So the first thing we do is we put the yellow layer down and we try to find the yellow edges on the top. So we find a yellow and red edge here, a yellow and green edge, and a yellow and blue edge on the bottom layer. So the first thing we do here is we try to solve the yellow edges on the top. Then we want to match the non-yellow color on the yellow edge to the bottom layer. So here we have the green and yellow edge already matched up to the bottom layer, and we realize that it's on the left side of where it's supposed to go. So we're going to do the simple algorithms for the left side. R prime to insert the yellow and green edge. The next thing we see is this yellow and red edge. So what we do here is we match up to the red bottom, and then we realize it's on the right side of where it's supposed to go. So now we're gonna do basically the mirror algorithm of the left side algorithm. So we're gonna do L prime U L to insert this red and yellow edge. Now we try to find the last yellow edge, which is the yellow and blue edge. So it's here, and it's on the left side of where it's supposed to go with the color matching up. So what we do here is we do R prime to insert. So here's a special case for the first layer that you may or may not encounter during your solve. So here we're trying to solve the yellow layer, and we already solved the yellow and blue edge and the yellow and green edge, and now we find ourselves having the yellow and red edge in the slot, but it is facing the wrong direction. So what you need to do first is to remove this edge from the bottom layer onto the top by doing R prime. And then we match up the red color and we realize it's on the right side, so we're going to do the L for it. L prime U L. So now we're on to the last stage, which is solving the entire Pyraminx. So for the last stage, we have a total of 5 cases with 2 mirrored cases and 1 special case. So here's the first case where there are 2 edges that have one of their colors matched to the center. So this green and blue edge have the green sided matched, and here's the blue sided matched, and there's one edge that doesn't have anything matched. So what we need to do here first is we need to put the edge that doesn't have any color matched, in this case red and green, in the back. And then we notice that the matching color is on the left side. So here's the algorithm for this case. R prime, L, R, L prime. And then we're going to do a rotation by putting our hands on the top. And then we do R prime, L prime, R, L. So this is the second case, which is just the mirrored case of the first. So what we do here is we do the same thing. We put the non-matching edge in the back, and then we realize that this time this matching color is on the right side. So what we do here is we perform the mirror algorithm. So here we go. L, R prime, L prime, R. And this time we rotate by putting our left hand on the top. And then we do L, R, L prime, R prime. So here's the third case, where none of the edges have the colors matched up to the corresponding centers. So what I do here is I first matched up the colors of the edge with the corresponding layer. So what I do here is I do a U, and here we have all the edges having their color matched up. And then we look at the center on the top, and we realize that the center has to rotate counterclockwise. Or an easier way to remember is you look at the center in the front and you look left and right, and you realize that the center has to go right. So in this case, where the center needs to go right, we do this algorithm, which is very easy to remember. So R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U prime. And here we have the fourth case, which is just the mirror case of the third. So what we do here first is the same. We try to match up the color of the edge. So here we do a U. And then we look at the centers and we realize it has to go clockwise or going to the left side. So what we do here is the mirror alg. So we're going to do everything but to the left. So we're going to do L prime U, L U, L prime U, L U. And lastly, we have the fifth case, which is a special case where all three edges are in the correct place, but two of them are flipped and one is already solved. So here's the alg for the special case. R prime, L, R, L prime. And then we're going to do a rotation by putting our right hand on the top and do R, L prime, R prime, L. So that's everything you need to know for solving a Pyraminx. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.